Blue Jays Nation, brace yourselves because the baseball world just exploded with the most insane trade proposal that could reshape our entire 2026 championship run. We're talking José Ramírez, the Cleveland superstar who's been torching the AL for years, potentially landing in Toronto Blue. This isn't just another rumor. Bleacher Report dropped a bombshell trade scenario today that has 4 of our key pieces heading to Cleveland in exchange for one of baseball's most consistent MVP candidates. I'm talking about a deal so massive it could either catapult us back to World Series glory or leave us wondering what could have been. Before we dive deeper into this absolute madness, smash that like button if you're ready to see the Blue Jays make moves that'll shake the entire American League. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because trade season is heating up and you don't want to miss a single update about our beloved Jays. Now let's talk about where we stand after that heartbreaking World Series loss that's still eating at every single one of us. Yeah, we made it to the Fall Classic, but coming up short when we were so close to bringing that championship back to Toronto for the first time since those magical back-to-back years in the 90 seconds, that sting isn't going away anytime soon. Our pitching staff showed flashes of brilliance throughout the postseason run, but inconsistency plagued us when it mattered most. The offense had its moments, but we all know we needed that one more clutch bat to push us over the edge. The AL East is going to be an absolute bloodbath again in 2026. The Yankees are never going away. The Red Sox are always lurking, and don't even get me started on what the Orioles have been building. We can't afford to stand pat after getting this close. Ross Atkins and the front office know that this offseason is make or break for our championship window. Here's where things get spicy. We've got major decisions looming with Bo Bichette hitting free agency, along with veterans like Chris Bassett and Max Scherzer. The rumors are already swirling about us being in the mix for top-tier free agent pitchers like Ranger Suarez and Framber Valdez. But what if the real game changer comes through a trade that nobody saw coming? Enter José Ramírez, the switch-hitting machine who's been absolutely terrorizing American League pitching since 2017. We're talking about a guy who's made the All-Star game in all but 2 seasons since then, 5 Silver Slugger awards, 4 seasons with over 100 RBIs. This man has 285 career home runs at just 33 years old and shows no signs of slowing down. When you need clutch hitting from both sides of the plate, there's literally nobody better in the game right now. But here's the kicker that's got me both excited and terrified at the same time. Bleacher Report's Zachary Reimer laid out a trade proposal that would send Andrés Giménez, Addison Barger, JoJo Parker, and Arjun Nimala to Cleveland for Ramírez. Yeah, you heard that right. 4 pieces, including 2 promising prospects who are still teenagers. For one superstar, the positional flexibility we'd be giving up is staggering. Giménez and Barger can both play multiple positions, which has been a huge part of John Schneider's tactical approach. Parker and Nimala represent the future of this organization, up-the-middle prospects, who could be cornerstone players in a few years. Are we mortgaging too much of our future for a 3-year window with Ramírez? But wait, there's more to this story that makes it even crazier. Remember, the Blue Jays actually tried to trade for Ramírez back in 2022. Cleveland said no then, but this offseason could be different. The Guardians just suffered another postseason disappointment, and their front office might be ready to hit the reset button. Getting back a versatile major leaguer like Giménez, ironically, a guy they traded away just last year, plus 3 other valuable pieces could be exactly what they need to retool. Now here's where it gets interesting from a tactical standpoint. If we lose Bichette to free agency, which is looking more and more likely with each passing day, Ramírez would slide perfectly into that cleanup spot in our lineup. Imagine the protection he'd give Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the nightmare matchups he'd create for opposing pitchers. Switch-hitting power in the middle of our order? That's the kind of lineup depth that wins championships. The financial aspect works too. Ramírez has 3 years left on his deal, which gives us cost certainty and keeps our payroll flexibility intact for other moves. If he replicates his MVP caliber seasons in a Toronto uniform, nobody's going to care about what Barger or Parker do in Cleveland uniforms 5 years from now. But here's the reality check that's keeping me up at night. This is an enormous price to pay, even for a player of Ramírez's caliber. We're talking about giving up 4 assets for one player. No matter how elite he is, What if one of those teenagers develops into a superstar? What if Gimenez finds his groove back in Cleveland and haunts us for years? What if Barger becomes the versatile utility player we desperately need down the road? The other elephant in the room is Cleveland's motivation. Would they really want Gimenez back on the same contract they got rid of him for just 1 year ago? That seems like a tough sell, even if the other pieces in the deal are attractive. Maybe they're looking at it as admitting they made a mistake, or maybe they see something in Gimenez that they want to recapture. What makes this deal fascinating is the timing. We're coming off a World Series appearance, so we're not rebuilding, we're reloading. This is exactly the type of aggressive move that championship-caliber organizations make when they're in their competitive window. The core of Guerrero, Springer, Kirk, and Manoah gives us a foundation to build around, and adding Ramirez to that mix creates a lineup that could terrorize the American League for the next 3 seasons. The domino effects of this trade would be massive too. If we land Ramirez, it probably means we're less aggressive in free agency for position players and can focus our resources on pitching upgrades. It might also signal that we're comfortable letting Bichette walk, knowing we have a more proven replacement already locked up. From a fan perspective, landing Ramirez would be the kind of splash that gets Rogers Center rocking again. This is a player who consistently performs on the biggest stages, who's been in MVP conversations year after year, and who brings that veteran leadership we sometimes lack in clutch moments. Remember how quiet our offense got in key World Series situations? Ramirez is the type of hitter who thrives when the pressure's highest. But I keep coming back to that price tag. 4 players for 1, even if that one player is José Ramírez, feels steep. Are we overpaying because we're desperate to get back to the World Series? Are we panicking after falling short when we had our best chance in decades? The front office has some serious soul-searching to do this offseason. Do we believe our current core can get us over the hump with smaller additions? Or do we need to make a blockbuster move like this to truly compete with the Yankees and other AL powerhouses? The clock is ticking on our championship window, and standing pat after getting this close might be the biggest mistake of all. Here's what I think happens. Ross Atkins makes the call to Cleveland, explores what it would really take to get Ramirez, and probably tries to negotiate that package down. Maybe Parker or Nimmola comes out of the deal, or maybe we substitute a different prospect. But if Cleveland holds firm on wanting all 4 pieces, I think we walk away and focus on free agency instead. The beauty of having options is that we don't have to make this exact trade to improve our roster. But the allure of adding a proven superstar like Ramirez, especially one who fills such a crucial need in our lineup, might be too tempting to pass up. What do you think, Blue Jays Nation? Is José Ramírez worth giving up 4 pieces, including 2 promising prospects? Are we mortgaging too much of our future for a 3-year championship window? Or is this exactly the type of aggressive move we need to make to get back to the World Series and actually win it this time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from every corner of Jays Nation on this one. If you believe the Blue Jays should go all in for Ramirez and make this blockbuster happen, smash that like button and share this video with every Blue Jays fan you know. Subscribe for all the latest trade rumors and free agency updates, because this offseason is going to be wild, and you don't want to miss a single development. Until next time, keep bleeding blue and white. And let's hope our front office makes the right moves to bring that championship back to Toronto where it belongs.